Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Guys, last stream was really fucking weird for me. It was so weird. I like it was just so strange because I was so sure. Like I mean it wasn't even like I was like yeah, I'm 100% sure this is going to happen. It's just like I just knew that something else was going to happen. It was just like I didn't even have to think about it. I was like, oh yeah, there's going to be this certain scene and then we're going to get into stuff that I haven't done before. And that didn't happen and it was so weird. And so if in this stream there isn't the scene that I remembered, I'm going to say that I probably dreamt up the scene that I'm thinking of. Which is insane. So yeah, that's last stream was so strange. And I'm also thinking about not long ago I saw a speech pathologist about the trouble I've been having with my voice. And basically I gave her my Twitch because she's like, you know, she asked like, oh, you know, I would like if you'd like I can have a look at, you know, what you do and see how you use your voice. And so I'm like, yeah, all right, why not? And I'm just praying that of all streams that she could possibly tune into, she has not tuned into that one. Because my god. Oh my god, there I go. I'm back. I took notes. I took some notes after the stream. The notes that I took during the stream in the little break, I put them into a Google Doc. So now I have access to them. And I'm gonna just be doing that. So, it might work out that when I do take my 5-minute breaks, I'm taking notes. Yeah, alright, let's continue. That was... oh god. Alright. The thing is, like, if I've played this bit before, surely I would remember Coach. I would remember Irie. Like, how could I not remember that? Even, like, how could I not even remember how he looks, you know? Insane. Insane. Alright then, I'm off. Look out for cars. Be back before dinner time. Today was the day of the barbecue party. That was the Hinamizawa Fighters victory celebration. So context, last stream we got called out to a baseball game. We brought a golf club with us. We still won though because we basically cornered the opposing guy in the bathroom and confronted him about his perversion towards sweet treats. And that's not like some euphemism. That is literally what happened. And then we won. And there's also Coach Irie, who coaches the baseball team and shows up at school once a week. He's an adult. And he has a thing for maids. It's uncomfortable. Yeah. And now we're having a barbecue party that Irie promised because we won. Of course, I, having prepared myself, skipped breakfast in order to stay hungry. Though with all the club members coming, it was pretty possible there would be a contest based on how fast or how much you could eat. Rena was already at our usual meeting place. Mion arrived a few minutes later. Great, let's get going. This old man skipped breakfast and is starving to death. I expected nothing less. I too went without breakfast, and am now in top physical condition.
Wow, you two, skipping breakfast is bad for your health. Rena made sure to eat something.
Yeah, you're great, Rena. Breakfast is an important part of the day. I'm sure you'll surpass that underdeveloped Mion, get yourself a nice sexy body, and be all over the dirty magazines. Good morning, everyone. We're 5 minutes into the stream.
Oh, the dirty magazines. If I get a nice body, then maybe a prince on a white horse will come for Venetu. For Venetu.
Definitely not happening. Sorry. I accidentally pressed the skip button. If you won't take responsibility for them, Kei-chan, then don't give Rena any silly ideas. She might start eating breakfast 3 times a day starting tomorrow. Yeah, I could see Rena doing that. Wait, who did this gluttonous princess think was going to come for her? Well, anyway. We're all nice and hungry. Let's go and treat ourselves at the big barbecue party.
Yeah.
I think that this is what I remember. But it's like, I skipped like a whole chapter in my brain. I like genuinely blocked that out. Like, what? How did that happen? I'm so baffled. I've not... Like, okay, keep going. Maybe I still did hallucinate it. The venue for said barbecue was to be the Furude Shrine Grounds where Rika-chan lived. They held events and festivals there and barbecues too. It was a place that held all sorts of ceremonies in Hinamizawa. Come to think of it, there was supposed to be a big village festival coming up, wasn't there? Watanagashi or something. Nah, don't worry about it. Scenery you could see from that high up was fairly superb, and the calm atmosphere, particular to shrines, was something fairly difficult to find in the city. We left our bicycles at the bottom of the shrine steps and broke into a mad dash up the stairs. When we arrived on the shrine grounds, sorry, my model is bugging me because I keep closing my eyes when I'm reading the text. Let me fix it. Give me a moment. Okay, this should be better now. Wow. Okay. When we arrived on the shrine grounds, the Hinamizawa fighters and their fathers had already gathered and begun setting up for the barbecue early. Of course, Satoko and Rika-chan were there as well. When they noticed our arrival, they waved to us.
Oh, so you managed not to forget about this. Curses, if you hadn't come, there would have been that much more meat for me.
I'm words so good. And you know, Satoko, I managed to forget about whatever happened before last time, so...
How truly disappointing it is.
You underestimate us, Satoko. Now that we've arrived, you don't think you'll be able to have even one bite of that fabulously marbled beef, do you? Remember when we ate our bento here? You and I have a fatal difference in reach. I'll be overwhelming you once again.
What? I cannot allow that to happen by any means.
Cry and shout all you want. You'll just be watching us fill our mouths with beef. Don't worry though. We'll give the peppers and onions to you. Okay, now I'm like... Did I like somehow skip part of the game? Like... let me just look back at my notes because I feel like I'm losing it. Like I'm... No, I didn't, because... Yeah, so when I was... when I was taking notes when I first played... I stopped taking notes for some reason in chapter 3 when Satoko rings. And then my brain has just blanked out the rest, and it's like, did I really rely on the notes that much to comprehend what was going on in this game? Like, that's kind of alarming. Don't worry, they will give the peppers and onions to you.
I'll give Satoko lots and lots of the grilled squash too.
When Satoko heard the word squash, her complexion changed color. When she took my overwhelming reach into account, she knew it wasn't just a threat, it could actually happen. I'll go tell the coach. I'll tell him you really love squash. If it's a you, I better get a whole mountain of specialty squash from all over Japan. Wow, good for you, Satoko. You'll have your pick of the squash. You can have squash from dawn till dusk, 3 meals a day.
Rena, everyone's bullying me.
Satoko tried to leap into Rena's chest. Oh no, clearly given another second, Rena's mark? Yeah, whatever. Punches would have us piled on the ground. So just before Satoko hit Rena, I grabbed her by the nape of the neck and pulled her back. A superb reaction with only seconds of foresight. At least it was supposed to be. But for Rena, when I caught the leaping, crying Satoko, it looked like I was keeping her to myself. Bam, bam, bam!
Haru? No, Keiichi-kun. This is Rena's okay. I'm taking her home. Wow, Rena-san. Beat up Mion-san and Rika like that too.
Whoa, hold on there. Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam. Okay, now where could Rika be? There she is, Rena-san over there. Just wait, Satoko-chan. I'll take care of her right away. Then I'm bringing you straight home. Beep. Beep. Satoko, you mean? Haru, Rika-chan is so cute too. Haru, I'm gonna take her home. Oh, Rika, it serves you right.
Satoko laughed in a shrill voice at Rika-chan and Rena's unproductive game of tag while we watched them sprawled out on the ground. Are you alright, Maebara-san? Sonosaki-san? The coach came over and lent us a hand. Yeah, this is just how we communicate, that's all. Don't mind us. If the way we communicate ends up leaving bruises on my face, then I don't want any more to do with it.
My tea's still too hot. Yeah, that's too hot.
You never learn, do you? Laughed the coach loudly. It made us start to laugh too. Ha 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 ha. Satoko's laughter, Rika-chan's yelling, and Rena's strange voice were kind of comfortable to hear. The adults here knew what they were doing, so the barbecue was ready in short order. As the salad oil dripped down onto the plate with a hiss, there was a loud cheer. When the coach brought over a big plate with all the meat on it, we all cheered again. You know, maybe the reason I'm forgetting what happened is because I had the different sprites on. Maybe that's it. So maybe... God, it's just such a weird feeling. Oh. When the coach brought over a big plate with all the meat on it, we all cheered again.
Wow, this meat looks amazing. Coach, you really did splurge on it.
I did make a promise. Can you tell how much all of this weighs? It really did cost me a lot. You know, I'm gonna lower my monitor. Tiny bit. Okay, that's a bit more than a tiny bit. Okay.
Of course it did. Third-rate meat wouldn't be enough of a reward for everything I did yesterday. Yeah, Satoko-chan's definitely the guest of honor today.
Yeah, Satoko was the one who hit that last home run after all. She might have caught the guy off guard, but the arc it flew was long and true.
Satoko is pretty athletic.
Not bad at all. She could be one of the best of our generation. She doesn't fall behind in physical ability, even compared to me.
Maybe Satoko-chan has a big future in the world of sports. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Stop you singing my praises, you're making me blush. Munchy munch.
Satoko, for whom the excessive praise made her not notice the moderately grilled meat being stolen one after the other, was just far too cute. Oh my god, that's adorable. Maebara-san, this is heavy! Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun were carrying something over to us. It was a huge barbecue plate. Whoa, the barbecue's protagonist has arrived. The plate was chock full of skewers with vegetables and meat on them. The grilled, burning hot meat juices made a shh noise as they drizzled off. Gulp. You need a lot of heat for cooking something on a metal skewer, so they had grilled the whole plate at once. Yep, can't have a barbecue without some of these. You can say that again. I'll help out, so let's get it over here. Up we go.
Wow, look, it's amazing.
Everyone greeted us with a cheer. Each person received a skewer with vegetables and big pieces of meat on it. They also received paper cups filled to the brim with juice. In my right hand were pounds of piping hot barbecue. In left was a cup of juice that I could chug down. If this didn't make you want to dance, you weren't a man. I can't hold back any longer. I'm gobbling it down. Gobble gobble. Not just yet, Kei-chan. We've got a little ceremony first. Can I have your attention, everyone? Maybe... No, I don't remember this guy. I really don't. I'm trying to like gaslight myself into like, yeah, no, it was. You definitely saw this guy. I don't remember this fucking guy. I would remember this guy. The coach with a cup of beer in his hand mounted the nearby beer cooler. This was supposed to be a victory celebration after all. We needed an opening statement. Damn, I hope it ends soon. But every second this goes on for a little more of the food's freshness goes away. Whoa! Satoko stomped down onto the back of my foot.
My word, men your age are so greedy. Can you not wait a little more elegantly?
Is everything I'm thinking really showing on my face? Okay, is everyone listening? We won a huge game yesterday. It had become a hard battle after that amazing pitcher came in. But thanks to equally reliable saviors on our side, we scored a beautiful turnaround victory.
Clap, clap, clap.
Both my hands were full, so the adults and older brothers gave us a round of applause. This is to celebrate that victory. As promised, I got a ton of delicious meat for everyone. Eat as much as you want and use that energy on our next game. Then, after a few words of thanks to the fathers and brothers who helped with the barbecue, he led us in a toast. Cheers! They say that when toasting, you would normally down the contents of your cup, but we were young. At the toast, all of us immediately began to dig into our skewers. After that, it got really lively with everyone congratulating one another for things that they did during the game, like how someone made a great catch or how awesome someone looked when stealing a base. Of course, they congratulated me too, the savior who appeared to fight against the Koshien pitcher. Well, even what I did was all thanks to Satoko. Satoko did have a plan, but you're the only one who could have won over Kamada like you did, Kei-chan. You did more than enough to deserve praise.
By the way, Keiichi-kun, you went to eat cake with Kamido-kun after that, didn't you? You looked like you were best friends.
The seeds of friendship spreading between male rivals, something like that?
That's sort of... well, it's...
I violently brushed through Rena's hair as she turned red in the face for some reason at the mention of friendship between males, dispersing her pleasant-seeming ideas. She's totally drawing out right now. Now then, where's the hero? Or rather, the heroine, Satoko. Oh, there she is. Where? Satoko was with Rika-chan, in the middle of bragging her heart out about the home run yesterday. And her teammates spared no compliment for her, since even though he was going easy on her, the fact that she hit a throw from a Koshien pitcher was something else. Satoko was more loquacious than usual. It seems she was in a great mood. She was flying so high that I thought for a moment about getting a word in to tease her, but she was the leading actress today, so I decided not to bully her at all. I don't like that. I don't like the way that they've said lead actress. That just makes me suspicious. Because, I don't know, with the talk of like directors and shit. When stuff like that pops up, it kind of is like jumping out at me now. But it also could be absolutely nothing. As I watched Satoko going at things as lively as usual under the sun, it struck me that it didn't quite line up with the pleasant time I'd spent with her. I mean, I think, ideally, I want to have like a few theories, like going forth. I'm hoping that after this chapter, I'm gonna be able to solidify my theories a bit more, because then I will have 3 things to go off of rather than just 2. But both of those were the real Satoko. So, I may have back. You can't tell, but actually behind my head there's a tiny little pigtail, but you know, I just can't rotate my head that much. But both of those were the real Satoko. I didn't care which it was, her smiling happily or making a big lively fuss like this. Just as long as she would keep smiling like this forever. She looks like she's having fun. Quite a lot of it. The coach had approached me from behind before I realized it. As he gazed at Satoko from afar, like I had been doing, he addressed me. So I could tell he was talking about her. Doesn't it just cleanse your soul to see Satoko-chan smiling? He smiled, refreshed, searching for confirmation. I felt a little embarrassed to admit it, so against my better judgment, I played it off. Really? I don't think her smile could cleanse so much as a plate. I'm sure Satoko-chan would be mad if she heard that, but that part of her is very cute too. Leaving her cuteness aside, I could understand him thinking Satoko getting angry for being teased would be funny. Mr. Iria, was it? It's Irie. Everyone else calls me Coach, though. I'd be very happy if you called me Coach as well, Maebara-san. As he said that, Coach Irie smiled, blushing a little. Coach, you seem to like Satoko a lot. I didn't have any real basis for saying that. It was just what I felt to be true. I mean, I know that Hinamizawa is a tight-knit community, so it could just be that he has a soft spot for her because he knows what she's been through. It could also be that he's somehow related to her, or like related to someone that was like in her family in some way. I could pull up my wise thinking zone real quick. I should probably... I've got it saved as a Clip Studio file. I should probably save it as just like a PNG. Don't have to open Clip Studio Paint every time I want to look at it. Let me save as PNG. Okay, now just open it. Okay. So the first year was the dam project, dam site murder. Year 2 was the Hojo couple's falling incident, June 1980. Fell 27 meters from observatory platform in Shirakawa. I think that's what I wrote. God, my handwriting. This is why it's better for me to type it out on a Word document, a Google document. Man's body discovered. Yeah, so the man's body was found, the wife is missing, but it's assumed that she died then as well, I think. Year 3 was the Shinto priest Furude and his wife going missing. Year 4 discovered battered body of local housewife. Her family was that of the young brother of the dam supporter who fell to his death, so that's the family was that of the younger brother of the dam supporter who fell to his death. So Satoko's like blood-related uncle, his wife, I assume. The younger brother is still alive but moved to a neighboring town. She didn't attend the Watanagashi. That wasn't reported in the newspapers. I don't know if we got other information, but this is what I wrote here. And I feel like this is a pretty... I think this is from episode 1, mostly. My notes that I took. Yeah, interesting. Much to think about. Didn't have any real basis for saying that. It was just what I felt to be true. Also, I could like put it on the screen, but okay, wait. Let me let me put it on the screen. Maybe I'll put it behind the game capture so it's... Oh god, where is it? Okay, it didn't show up. Okay, there it is! Okay! I don't think anyone's gonna be able to read this. Guess it. You guys wanna take a gander? Yo, I'll just there we go. I jest. Okay. Yes, I do like her. I love her, in fact. Don't mind me, I'm just crawling under my desk. I would do that. Why would he say that? Why would they do that? Why would you say that? Higurashi, why? Why are you making it so hard for me? He's joking, he's just making a funny, an uncomfortable joke. He's not serious. Because no well-adjusted adult, no adult, even if you are poorly adjusted, should be saying such a thing. This game tests me every time I play it. It's like, oh, you want to enjoy the game? Here you go. Here's someone who's like a real pervert about cakes, sweet treats. Yes, I do like her. I love her, in fact. When she gets older, I'm thinking of asking her to marry me. What? This guy really says some insane stuff, doesn't he? After being astonished by this, I hurried to put my mind back in order. I'd heard that this coach guy was the kind of person who said crazy things out of nowhere. Maybe he just doesn't have he doesn't really pick up on social cues and he's like, oh, this is a funny joke that I will make. He just takes things way too far. You know? Maybe, you know? He doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean it. According to Mion, if I took everything he said seriously, I physically wouldn't be able to take it. Yeah, I'm real close to physically not being able to take it. Holy fuck. Oh my god. This isn't like... This isn't game drop worthy. Oh my god. It's okay. It's okay. Characters can be weird. They can be weird. It's okay. If I was able to ignore that part of him, he seemed like he'd be a really funny guy. Mayabara-san, did that surprise you? Could it be? You're going after Satoko-chan yourself? That would bother me then. I've been going after her for decades now, you know? He's joking, because she's not even decades old. I would be surprised if she's even a singular decade old. He's just joshing. He's jesting. Coach, Satoko hasn't even been alive for much more than a decade. Okay, so she's older than 10. Well, she's like at least 10. Okay. I've been saying she was 9 just because that's like the vision I get in my brain, but maybe she's like 11. Maybe there's something with like families in the in Hinamizawa and like kind of like political marriages. Maybe it's like, oh, like he knew that he's like destined to marry like, you know, the daughter of the Hojo family. But I don't think we've really heard of that family being anything special. Coach gave me a dry grin and laughed. Was this how I should be doing it? I must somehow master the art of responding to this coach guy. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad that Keiichi is like, this guy is fucking nuts. This guy, holy shit. After that, I received many words of praise for my actions, almost too many. As that conversation was happening, leaving aside the controversial statements this coach guy would spout suddenly, I learned he was very composed. Not a bad guy by any stretch. This guy, if Coach had social media, he would be insufferable. Oh my god. I think Satoko deserves more praise for that crazy home run she got. I honestly didn't think she had it in her. Satoko-chan's older brother was more the quiet bookworm type. Really? He probably inherited the exact opposite skill set. Oh. Then why did he have a metal bat? A brother? Right, he meant Satoshi. Unless she had multiple brothers, but I don't think she did. One who left Satoko and ran away from home, Satoko's Nini, Satoshi Hojo. Do you not know about him? Satoko-chan's older brother, I mean. His name is Satoshi Hojo-kun, and he played with the Hinamizawa fighters too. I wanted him to play a lot more, but then he transferred. Huh. I see. So he transferred. Yeah, maybe that was a little more considerate than saying he ran away. Now that he mentioned it, I think it was Rena. I think she said Satoshi transferred too. I didn't know the details of him having run away from home at the time, so I didn't pay much attention to it, but... Only her brother transferred? That's sort of unusual. I'm again trying to gaslight myself into remembering this guy. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Maybe I've seen this guy before. Maybe it's the backgrounds as well. Maybe it's just the backgrounds combined with the lack of voice acting and the sprites. Maybe that's all just the perfect storm for me to not remember any of it. Everyone was having fun far away, and their cheerful voices distant. There just needs to be this one scene, and then it'll be like, okay, it's just all, yeah. The chorus of the cicadas separated us from them, giving me a sense of distance. At first I thought my own voice was too soft for even me to hear, but for a really long time, Coach didn't respond to my words. So at this point I began to wonder if I had said something I shouldn't have. Wait, what did he say? Okay, right, yeah. Just when I began to feel impatient, Coach finally spoke. Is he gonna reveal some important shit? Something unfortunate happened. A few things, actually. After informing me that what he was about to say was a secret, Coach began to talk, a little at a time. It's been 3 years already. Right around this time of year, I think. I think this is the 5th year. Hold on, thinking zone, I need you! The Germ Project year 2, year 3, year 4, and then this is year 5. So... Okay, I'm gonna be so real with you. I'm so bad at, like, differences between dates. I endlessly struggled being like, oh, this is my 3rd anniversary. I don't fucking know how it works. I don't know how the passage of time works. I'm sorry for being stupid. I dropped out of high school. But I think it must have been, when, the Hojo couple's falling incident. Oh, my brain. Satoko-chan's parents were in an accident. Okay, there we go. An accident? Yes. At a public park they visited while on vacation, they fell from a viewing platform. It was supposed to be just a little time away from the house with the family. They went for a walk on a path through a nature park after it had rained. There was a little viewing platform that looked like it had a good view. That was the stage on which the tragedy was set. Okay. I'm thinking because in the first episode when Keiichi started getting real paranoid, I think it was mostly like Rena. I don't know, it might have been like Mion and the others too, but it was like they were like, you know, Satoshi did the same thing before he transferred. So I don't actually remember. I know that Rena, I think she used to live in Hinamizawa and then she left and then she got into that thing with the school where she smashed all the windows with a baseball bat. And then she came back to Hinamizawa. I don't know when she came back. Maybe I need to... I could take a look at my notes now, actually. Sorry, I hope that me looking at like notes and stuff and speculating like this isn't like, because the game might just be like I click and the next line is like, yes, and that's the year that Rena Ryugu-san came back, you know? But I wanna keep on top of it, you know? I like this music, it's nice. I probably have like a picture of Rena had a disorder that normal people didn't, and that's how I can probably know that it's around that time that they're talking about it. Oh wait, okay, this is... Okay, that's... Okay, this is in episode 1, when Rena is kind of following Keiichi and he's got the baseball bat and he's like really paranoid. Why is it that you're doing the exact same thing Satoshi-kun did when it happened to him? He joined a baseball team, but he didn't really like baseball. Satoshi also suddenly started walking around with a bat, even though he wasn't the type to play sports. He also suddenly came to school all by himself. He started practicing his swing. Then one day he suddenly... and he transferred out. Interesting. I mean, yeah, I guess... Coach is saying he was a bookworm. There should be a bit where... Rena Ryugu was living in a suburb of Ibaraki Prefecture up until last year. Before Rena moved to Hinamizawa, she was suspended from school. She went through a school building, broke all the windows. After a 3-day suspension, she didn't return to school. She's not an outsider. So according to the residency register, the Ryugu family used to reside in Hinamizawa. They moved to Ibaraki just as Rena entered elementary school. So what year would it have been that Rena left and went back to Hinamizawa? It would have been at least like 3 years ago. Sorry, Okay, I've got written here. When I was taking notes, I would kind of sometimes just kind of write down what was being said. The housewife in the fourth year was the step-aunt of Satoko Hojo. She was in her aunt and uncle's custody, as she had lost both of her parents in the accident. She lived in the victim's house. The one who disappeared the fourth year, he was Satoko's older brother. I wonder if I've misinterpreted that, or if that is right, or if things have changed, or if they decided to retcon stuff. Okay. Elementary school, like when she went, okay, yeah. Okay, minor detour. The metal fixtures in the viewing platform fence had deteriorated from time, and with all the rain they'd just gotten, they might have loosened somewhat. Yeah, there was something about like a typhoon or something like that. Right before Satoko's eyes, both the fence and her parents fell. She saw it happen? There was a river some tens of meters below. The water level was high due to the rain, and apparently very muddy. And her parents? Coach gave me a thin but melancholic smile and touched his paper cup to his lips. Without saying anything, I knew how unfortunate that accident was, and how Satoko's parents had left on an eternal vacation. Then Satoko is... well... I was so focused on being careful with my words that I lost what I was going to say. A single word. Orphaned. I knew how little consideration it showed and how much it would hurt Satoko without having to say it aloud. Come to think of it, Satoko lived with Rika-chan. At least, that's what I thought I heard from others. Wait, Rika-chan. Her father died from illness too, and her mother soon after. I felt like I heard she was living by herself. Yes. She's living with Furude-san right now. They've probably lived many discouraging days without any parents, but they've gotten along by helping each other. Going on living without the protection of parents is very difficult for kids that age, I think. Mayabara-san, you can probably understand that as well. I've only survived because I rely on my parents, so the only reply I could give was to nod. Furude-san is particularly beloved by the older people in the village. As long as she's here, she won't want for much. Come to think of it, you're right. Rika-chan kind of seems like the village mascot sometimes. I don't think she'd have a hard time living here. Rika-chan could go meep just once and get 2 or 3 croquettes from a vendor after all. I felt like if she asked for help, everyone in the village would. Yeah, but that only applies to Furude-san in particular because Satoko's parents were, I think they were supporters or not exactly against the dam project. Satoko-chan doesn't have it the same way. Rika being so spoiled was just an exception. Upon thinking about it normally, living on your own as a child should be fraught with difficulty. It wasn't then very difficult to imagine how much suffering Satoko had to go through just to live. It wasn't very difficult to imagine. Was I really thinking that? No, I was only thinking the words. I couldn't imagine it in the slightest. How was I supposed to imagine it when I saw that annoying smile of hers? There was no way I could. I found out she was living apart from her brother, and I just kind of vaguely thought that it was rather unfortunate. I mean, Satoko was smiling so energetically every single day. Was I thinking that her smiling meant she wasn't hurt? That she didn't feel lonely? When she found out my parents were coming home the other night, Satoko said, "A family sitting around the dinner table is the most fun way to enjoy a meal of all." Those words hold a lot more weight now. I've seriously considered adopting her. Okay, that's nice, but I do not fucking trust you for one fucking moment. Huh? Adoption? It's a secret. After warning me, Coach put his index finger to his lips. I've lived a really steady life all these years. I have money and a good reputation. But marriage is the one thing I never got around to. By law, obviously, a single individual can't adopt a child, so I can't make Satoko-chan my adopted daughter. What a shame. Didn't take long for my plan to get her to call me Papa hit a setback. This guy spouts some crazy stuff. At first I was only half listening, but midway through I realized how rude that was. This coach person. Seriously, I only wished for this one girl, Satoko, to be happy. Okay, if I'm like I'm gonna try and interpret, you know, this guy in the best way possible because yeah, it seems like he really does care about her. Lost Boy Key, what's up? It's great to see ya! Hope you're doing well! That was neither crazy nor was it nonsense. He just wanted her to be happy.
Hi.
Those were his true feelings. Satoko-chan's current lifestyle is probably not a very happy one. Guess what? What? But you know. Cried good tears to a song last night. Oh, that's so good. Man, I love when it's so good when art like makes you feel shit like that. What song, if you don't mind sharing? But you know, I want to make it easier for her, even if it's only a little. Really good song from my favorite band. Ooh. Damocles by Sleep Token. I won't listen to it now on stream because I don't want to get copyright. I might listen to it later. Oh, English alternative metal band. Members retain anonymous by wearing masks? Oh, that's really cool. I'm gonna write that down. Which it made me cry? Oh man, that's so cool! Okay, let me write this down. Love Sleep Token so much that I got their logo tatted on my left arm. Oh, that's really cool. Oh. Yeah, that seems interesting, just brief look at it, the mask band thing, because my favorite band, Ave Musica, also had, I mean, they did reveal their identities, but they also, like, for a brief time, they had like a masked thing, so we didn't really know who they were. There's also like a fictional band related to it, but they're also real people who play in the band. That's really cool that they mean so much to you. Okay. Of course, I can't do much for her, but share my leftover food and do errands that she's not strong enough to do. You're wrong. Satoko's happy. Huh? Coach showed surprise at my having declared that. There are so many people all around her that really want her to be happy. She can't possibly feel otherwise. I spoke with a serious expression, quietly, but firmly all the same. It was my approval of his feelings, and my gratitude as Satoko's Nini. Thank you. Still, keep this a secret from Satoko-chan, okay? If she knew I wanted to adopt her, she'd probably get mad and call me a pervert for wanting me to call her... Wanting me to call her Papa? Lead singer Vessel was in a band before Sleep Token called Blacklit Canopies. Well, he showed his face, but that's Leo Faulkner, not Vessel. Same body, different person entirely. Ah. Did they... Like, is it like a storytelling thing, or like... Ha 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 ha. I wonder. Satoko may have been somewhat childish, but she was still able to empathize with people. You'd call him that. Oh, I get vessel. It's like a vessel for a person, for a being. That's cool. You'd call him that. I knew it. One of those bands that establishes their own law? Oh, that's really cool. That reminds me of Ave Musica a lot. I will definitely look into them. There's a chance that my dad might know of them because he's really into metal. We'll see. As if my feelings had gotten across, Coach grinned, satisfied, and returned his gaze to the hustle and bustle before us. Her parents and her older brother. She lost her family, had no relatives, and was huddled up with Rika-chan, who was in the same situation. Satoko Hojo. It wouldn't be odd for her to look at her life with despair, but she didn't seem to feel that way. She lived energetically with a smile. I want her to keep smiling forever. It was a naive wish, and yet it was one that he couldn't help hoping for. So, the words that I spoke were the same. What a coincidence. I think the same way. Oh, you too, Mayabara-kun? Then that makes us friends. Let's make a promise. A promise? It's a very simple one, the coach said this, giving me a grin. That we will never, ever make her cry. It was short and to the point. Yeah. I promise too. Coach nodded happily. We exchanged no more words after that. We just sat there comfortably, gazing at Satoko and everyone else having a good time. She'd certainly lost family, but there were people watching over her. How reassuring must that have been? Just hypothetically, if you did adopt Satoko, what would you do? That's a tough one. Coach gave a wry, happy smile, then exaggeratedly tilted his head in contemplation. Shion?
Well, first I would get her to call me master, then make her into a lovely, kind-hearted maid.
Huh. What? How does this guy always pick the craziest time to say the craziest things? Mayabara-kun. I haven't said anything yet? What are you talking about? I heard it loud and clear.
Oh, that's right. I clearly said I would make Satoko into my own personal pretty maid.
That sounds nice. Satoko-chan, all pretty. Can you not be a creep? 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 Please don't be a creep. Stop being a creep. Oh my god. Oh, pretty and purity are really hard to differentiate, right? Be careful with mixing refined Japanese words and English together. I get it. Honestly, the intricacies of the language know no bounds. Oh, sorry, I got so confused for a moment. I was like, I got Mion and Shion confused. Oh my god, I'm actually... I was like, wait a moment, Shion? And in my brain I was like, wait, Shion's Mion! And then I'm like, no, fucking, what are you doing? Oh god. I think I'm losing it. That's right. Kei-chan, you do understand. Then with that, it's time for... My hand shot out and grabbed Shion, smiling, waving, about to leave, by the nape of her neck. Hey, wait right there. Don't just show up out of nowhere and start saying crazy stuff. Speaking of saying crazy stuff, I thought the Satoko love talk you were having with the coach was pretty crazy too. I can perform a reenactment of the adoption bit, wanna see? Wah! You've been hiding ever since then? Kei-chan, you can't even beat my sister. You're 100 years too early to challenge me. Kukukuku. This was Shion Sonozaki, the younger of the Sonozaki twins, though she hadn't a scrap of the reserved quality you'd expect from a little sister. She was a villain no better than her older sister Mion. We met the other day in town and I dug myself into a hole when I mistook her for Mion. Unlike Mion, Shion said she was living in Okinomiya, so I thought we'd never see each other again, but to think we actually would. My frankly displeased expression didn't change a bit either. This must be what people mean when they say when they say something is like water off a duck's back. Shion-san, you came. I was disappointed because I thought you wouldn't make it. Well, I couldn't think of anything else to do, really. I figured I'd come and tease you all a little. Coach, why did you need to call Shion to our victory celebration? How did she contribute to our team's win? Well, you see, I'm actually the manager for the Hinamizawa Fighters. The manager? No way, then why weren't you at the game yesterday? That's because I'm like a ghost manager. She seemed to think I'd forgive her if she stuck her tongue out and smiled. She wasn't sorry at all. The match wasn't nearly as pretty without you there. I won't tell you to come to the practices, but couldn't you at least come to games to root for us like you used to? I'll think about it. Maybe I will if Kei-chan joins the Hinamizawa Fighters. I can't get into a cheering mood when there's no good-looking guy on the team. Huh? Did Shion just smoothly say something absurd? Shion! You little... Where did you come from? Suddenly, Mion came running over, latched onto my shoulders, and pulled me towards her.
Ah, it's Mi-chan's little sister. Hello, Shi-chan.
Hello, Rena-san. I'm honored you remembered my name. We only met once.
Oh, not at all. Thanks for remembering Rena's name too.
Cut the stupid greetings. You're not allowed to solicit Kei-chan. He's the hope of our club. Don't pull him out and put him in baseball like he's some kind of plant. Mion gave a low growl as she grappled my arm. She looked like a little girl desperately clinging to her toy.
Yup, Kei-chan. Kei-chan? Oh my goodness, Kei-chan is the star rookie of our club. We could never trade him away.
Rena's smile hid a nonchalant bloodthirst. She was blocking Shion's way, ready to unleash an ultimate attack if she got within 2 meters of me. Felt like this was gonna turn into a bloody battle. That's too bad. We'll leave the negotiations for another time. You don't have the right to negotiate. Coach, why did you call Shion here too? She's a ghost member. She's been slacking off for the last year. I just thought it would be even more fun if Shion-chan was here. Yep, it definitely worked. That was what he planned for all along. Mission accomplished. Hey, Kei-chan, come over here. We're all playing a game. With strings attached, of course.
Shi-chan, how about you? The rules are simple and it'll be fun.
Should I? I'll just win if I join after all. I don't want to ruin my sister's presidential image. Mion, now irritated, turned around with a glare. What is it, my sister? Should I join in to make this a battle of the siblings? For your sake, I don't think we should, but if you want to... Bleh. I won't let you play, Shion. We're leaving you out. Bleh. Whoa, Mion just avoided a direct confrontation. It seemed like the twins were completely incompatible with each other.
You won't let her play? I was looking forward to seeing you two face off.
I hate Shion. I'm bad against her. An angry Mion dragged me away. Slide. Do your best. I'll be rooting for you. Go for it, Kei-chan. Yay! Shion waved her hand at us, reveling in the bliss of teasing Mion. Alright, club activities had begun, which meant I needed to clear my mind. What was today's battle? Today's punishment game. I'd take anything on.
Okay, Keiichi-san, you should prepare yourself. We're going all out today.
Great, bring it on. Satoko won and I'll crush you all mercilessly.
Rena will profit from your battle and fish herself up a win. Then I'll get all the manta rays first and ride them to victory. Rika-chan is flat like a manta ray. I'm gonna take you home.
Okay, everyone, we have a lot of people today, so let's play something easy and simple. Today's game is... What's today's game? What's today's game, Mion-chan? Okay, I think I should probably take a 5-minute break. I'm feeling fine, but that's all the more reason to take a short break. So, as I've been doing these past few streams, we're gonna do a 1 minute 30-second ad break. And yeah, I will see you soon.
Yahoo!
You sneeze, bless you! Okay, I will return shortly. I am back. Bloink. Okay. Alright. Everyone who lost the game dropped out and had to help clean up after the barbecue. Okay, wait, what game? What game? Shion laughed more uproariously than anyone I'd ever heard when she saw my loser face. Okay. Was my getting bombed out of the game really that funny? Man, oh man. Kei-chan's face, he was like, how can you still call yourselves human? Damn it. I had it all worked out when I brought up the scissors. If only Satoko and Rika-chan hadn't betrayed me. It was going great while we had maintained a united front, but Satoko had been quicker to betray me than I her. She was just a tiny bit better than me. Man, this group would have messy Among Us nights. I warned you about trusting Hojo. Tobita-kun and Okamura-kun were unanimously wearing I told you so faces. Incidentally, those were two victims of Satoko's traps pretty early on as well. Damn, I was trying to do well enough to make up for you two. And once again, for the showdown it didn't matter. Maybe this meant I still couldn't match up to the other members yet. You were going to have the lowest ranked member of the club play a punishment game, weren't you? Shion remarked, as though forcing me to recall something I tried to forget, even for a moment. Is that right? Come to think of it, Mayabata-san, when you came up with the punishment game with the president, you looked really heated up. What on earth did you decide on? Earlier, Mion told me to get an Angel Mart uniform ready. Does that have anything to do with it? She told me to get the biggest size I could find. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun were giving me these complex, indescribable looks mixing empathy, pity, and the desire to see something scary, all at once. All I could do now was laugh. Strangely enough, the more I laughed, the more I felt like it was actually funny. I lost! Oh my, Mayabata-san, what's the matter? You're smiling, crying, and howling. It's okay, he's just pretending not to like it. He can't hide his excitement at the opportunity to gain valuable experience using the punishment game as an excuse. Right? Whoa, what do you mean valuable experience? I'm sure the game is going to be really normal about this, especially with Irie. I'm sure he's going to be really normal. I held my head in my hands in agony. My state of mind could be summed up with a 3-letter word. It was... sob. Coach gently put his hands on my shoulders. Is he comforting me? No, he's gonna say something really fucked up. Mayabata-san, in times where you must accept hardship, just imagine that you're made on the receiving end of some strict disciplining. See? Doesn't the hopeless situation seem kind of fun now? Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Red in the face and indulging in his imagination, still holding my shoulders, Coach said, "Oh master," and started twirling around like a ballerina. I had to wonder what kind of word associations he had going on in his head. At the very least, it was much different than what was in mine. Saving up for this does nothing? Oh yeah! The first thing that comes to mind when I think of disciplining certainly isn't maids. Tomita-kun, Okamura-kun. Your coach is pretty funny. I'm surprised he can even be a coach. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun exchanged glances and answered with dry smiles. Then they added that he was a really nice person most of the time, which is something you'd normally say about a person like that. The coach's questionable revolutions slowed to a stop, and then his expression returned to a clear, calm one, almost making what just happened seem like an illusion. You can switch gears way too fast. 20% of the way there? You will get there, I believe in you. Yahoo! Then let us start cleaning up. Mayabata-san, you seem quite strong. Could you bring the plates over to the wash basins and clean them? Right, on it. I hoisted the dirty barbecue plates, each with slimy oil clinging to it, and looked for the wash basins. These are heavy. Where are the wash basins? Over there? Figuring I should make it there before my arms gave out, I headed towards it at a trot. A lot of the adults who had been helping out were using the wash basin, so I gave up and looked for a different set. I asked them, and they told me there were more right by the assembly hall too, so I decided to head that way. Rather than multiple basins, there was just one faucet there. I initially thought that it would be too small to wash plates as big as these, but it would probably still be faster than waiting for a faucet to open up back there. I turned the faucet, and water much nicer looking than it gushed forth. I put a plate under the faucet and scrubbed it with my hand to try and rub it clean. It didn't go very well. Yeah, you're just trying to wash an oily, greasy plate under a little sink, probably cold water. Here you go, a sponge and dish soap. You can't wash them with just water. It was Shion. She threw a brand new sponge and a container filled with cleaner to me. Oh, thanks. You should have just put them by the basins and left it to the grown-ups. You're always doing the right thing. I got the feeling that wasn't quite a compliment. I answered her with a forced smile. I was surprised to learn you're the manager for the Hinamizawa Fighters. I thought you didn't do stuff like that because it's too much of a bother. Yes, it is quite a bother. That's why I've stopped showing up entirely. Didn't Coach say he wanted you to come back? You should pay a visit once in a while. If I feel like it, I guess. Shion made it sound like the end of the world could happen before she felt like it. Whoops, I couldn't keep washing the dishes while preoccupied with conversation, so I decided to take my task seriously. Shion neither offered help nor got in my way, she just quietly watched the water flowing from the faucet. Alright, I heard something. You were the star player in yesterday's game, weren't you? Satoko hit the home run, so I think she was the real star player. I didn't know she had those kinds of reflexes. It surprised me. She's totally different from Satoshi-kun. There's not much doubt that all the athletic ability in the family went to her. Shion smiled as she spoke, her eyes looking at something far away, betraying her reminiscence. Satoshi-kun? Satoko Hojo's older brother. You know, Satoshi Hojo-kun? Oh, right. You just moved here this year, didn't you, Kei-chan? You wouldn't have ever met him. I was a little surprised that Shion knew about Satoshi. Never met him, but I know a little. After their parents passed away, he transferred to a different school, right? I avoided saying that he ran away from home and used the slightly more vague words that everyone else did. Transferred? Who said anything like that? I hadn't yet realized that Shion's tone had changed slightly. What's happening? Well, I mean, who was it then? Yeah, I heard it from someone. That he transferred. Who? You said that because you asked someone, right? What did I ask? I don't really remember. Even so, he transferred, so that's it, right? Not like there's a problem with it. How far up can I go in this? Okay. I'm gonna have to- I'm gonna take notes after the stream. I'm gonna like flip through the VOD and take notes. I think that Irie said that he transferred, but there is the it could also be that it's like because Rena in episode 1 said that he transferred, and it's like, Keiichi, why do you know that? Because that hasn't happened. I don't know. There is one. Does that mean there's a record of his transfer to another school, and that someone saw it or heard about it? Around that time, I not only noticed how awfully caught up on this Shion was, but also how startlingly dangerous her eyes had begun to look. Shion? What's up? You look really serious. With that, Shion seemed to realize the expression she was making. She took a deep breath, pretended to fix her hair, and went back to her composed expression from before. I'm sorry, but Kei-chan, you don't know much about Satoshi-kun, so please don't say that he transferred or anything like that. I'm serious. Please. I think I need to make a note of the way that people talk about Satoshi, if they say that he transferred or whatever. This is really weird. I realized I must have said something I shouldn't have, but I wasn't immediately sure of what I should apologize for, so I just said one safe word for now. Sorry. I just sort of heard he transferred and believed it. Was it actually something else? It was, of course. Preceded by his parents, he had left his sister and run away. But I'd wanted to try and avoid using the words run away, so I pretended not to know. Upon seeing my flustered reply, Shion realized she was intimidating me and lowered her voice. I'm sorry. I'm not blaming you for anything, Kei-chan. I was being a little harsh. I apologize. I didn't really mind. That was a fib. I was actually a little scared even. Was there something wrong with saying he ran away? Was there some sort of misunderstanding in saying that he transferred? But before I could ask her, she turned on her heel to leave. Hey, Shion. Right, good luck with those. Looks like your plate is last. That's the last one you need to wash. Final remark reminded me of the dishes I had so easily forgotten about. So immersed in conversation that we got it pretty late. So immersed in conversation were we that it got pretty late. Okay, makes sense. I turned the faucet again to get the water flowing faster. Whoosh. I violently scrubbed the plate. When I turned back around, Shion was no longer there. By the time I'd finished washing the plates, most of the other things had been cleaned up. The air had cooled off before I realized it, and as the heat that had stuck with us all day dispersed, a nice breeze started to blow. What the fuck? Okay, everyone, can I have your attention? Coach got everyone together to make his closing remarks. And with that, another fun day drew to its close. In the end, Mion ended the game with a magnificent victory. Satoko and Rika-chan, who had labored so hard to betray me, had fallen into a huge trap afterwards, leaving them frustrated about more than a few things. People who betray others will one day be betrayed themselves. Never been more true, huh?
You're not the one I want to hear that from, Keiichi-san. Rena didn't fall for anyone's tricks. That's how I got second. Rena doesn't buy into lies very easily. She has a sharp wit.
I'm surprised. She seems like she would fall for the first lie to come her way. Funny you should say that, Kate-chan. You decided to prey upon others, and right away you became the prey instead. Make sure you don't fall for those dumb schemes that promise higher returns the more friends you rope in, okay? Yeah, I'll try harder. Even good friends will lay traps mercilessly and betray everyone in sight once they get into a serious enough game. But despite that, once it's all over, they can feel refreshed and laugh together. Reminded me of how we were all such great friends.
Anyways, I'm looking forward to Keiichi-san's punishment game. However, can you really implement such a thing? I would think the store manager would have a thing or two to say about it, no? I wonder, maybe Keiichi-kun will be really cute. I kinda want to see how... I am on the edge of my seat. I will trip him up and make him wipe the floor.
That would be great. Why couldn't I win now of all times? Whenever I think I'll definitely win today and then I'll make someone else play the punishment game, I lose. Is it not enough? Do I not believe hard enough in victory? Whoa.
Oh, the wailing of the loser tastes like sweet honey. How sad, how sad. Pat, pat. Kowaiso. This is how you get stronger, Keiichi-kun. It's like I'm looking at Mi-chan from last year.
Mi-chan last year? What, did she always lose and moan about it in the past? Oh, very interesting. I didn't know our undefeated president, Mion, was once like that. No need to talk about that. Mion hastily covered Rena's mouth. Everyone watching burst out laughing. Finally, Rika-chan pulled on Satoko's sleeve.
Okay, we should be going soon. Oh, yes, we must go shopping for dinner, mustn't we?
I wanted to keep talking like this forever, but it was getting late. We split up with Satoko and Rika-chan and decided to get on our way home. Alright, bye! See you tomorrow at school! Everyone waved to each other and split up for the short time between now and tomorrow. Okay, I'm sorry for that I keep like checking my notes, but I'm like, maybe I stopped and like maybe I Okay, I need to look up a certain word. Oh my god. I am insane. No, I'm not insane. Oh my god. Okay, I'm so relieved. Oh my god. It's beautiful. It's glorious. It's a wonderful day. I'm not losing my mind. Okay, the scene I was imagining was it's chapter 2 of episode 1. Oh my god. Oh, okay, that's good. That means I didn't completely forget stuff. With the apple rabbits, I don't know why I thought it was episode 3. Oh my god. Okay, that's really good. I felt like I was genuinely losing my— like, I did not understand how I forgot so much. But that's because I just didn't play it. So we are definitely officially on stuff that I've never seen before. That's good. Oh my god. That's embarrassing. Alright. Okay, everyone waved to each other and split up for the short time between now and tomorrow.
Okay, let's go.
We began walking down the tall staircase leading from the shrine grounds. As the sun started to set, the afternoon's heat began to disappear as though it were never there. Just listening to the chorus of the Higurashi was enough to make me forget about how hot it had been today. Come to think of it, it's still June, huh? We didn't have a rainy season at all this year. Like, all of a sudden it's just summer, you know? Now that I thought about it, she was right. It was June, the season of long rain, hydrangeas, and snails. I haven't seen a real rainy season since transferring here. According to the weather forecast, it's supposed to get more rainy during the first part of the week. They were warning people about heavy showers. I hope it doesn't run into Watanagashi.
That's right. The rainy season's supposed to be rainy.
Even the weather pattern's different. I wonder how much carries through.
Rena likes all the rain in the rainy season.
What? So much rain just makes me depressed.
Hey, Kate-chan.
Huh? I was a little spaced out, so I was late in answering Mion. I was thinking back to my conversation with her sister. When I said that Satoshi transferred, Shion clearly got angry. She was mad at me for saying something so careless. I mean, it may have been a vague way of skirting around the fact that he ran away from home, but I don't think it was so bad that Shion would need to feel mad about it. I wasn't really satisfied with it. I felt like a child, completely ignorant of what he was being scolded for, so my thoughts spilled out of my mouth in a very direct fashion. Satoko had a brother, right? Named Satoshi, I think?
What?
As soon as I said the name Satoshi, Rena and Mion both lost their relaxed, comfortable mood and made strange expressions. Should I have avoided talking about this? That's what they made me think. But I've already said it, so that's that. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested. What happened to Satoshi again? Did he move away? That was such a transparent way of putting it, but in my desire to know everything, I feigned ignorance. Mion turned around and looked to Rena for assistance. Rena looked between us, then quietly and softly spoke.
Wait, did we not tell you? He transferred out.
When I said those words to Shion, she got upset. So I answered her with the same words Shion had given me. Transferred. Who told you something like that?
Huh?
I'd only intended to borrow Shion's words, but I said it exactly the same way she had, right down to the thorns in my voice. When I realized what I had done, I immediately tried to soften my remark. If he really transferred, then there would be records of it at school and stuff, right? But is there actually anything like that? Mion and Rena, their eyes grew wide. They were at a loss for words. I started to feel like I was doing something really bad. Thought they were only hiding the fact that Satoko's older brother ran away out of consideration for her. I'm not trying to blame you for anything, okay? I just wanted to ask what happened to Satoshi, that's all. I wasn't trying to blame them. The fact that I had to remind them even looked like I was tormenting them with an impossible question. No, maybe I was actually bullying them. Maybe I had lashed out at them lashed out of them in retaliation for Shion getting mad at me. This whole day had been so much fun, but now... Why did I go and say something that made all of that meaningless? I couldn't help but regret my own careless curiosity. That's enough. Let's drop it now. As I was about to say that, Mion spoke up. Well, it's not like we were hiding it or lying. I hope you understand that's not what we were trying to do. Mion's tone conveyed her genuine awkwardness. They sounded like the excuses of a child who'd been presented with evidence of her own mischief. Satoshi, well... he didn't transfer schools. Mion said, resigning herself. But I felt bad for pushing her to say that. So, it's okay, Mion. Let's stop talking about Satoshi. Sorry for teasing you. I wanted to apologize, but right before that...
He won't come back.
What? Unlike Mion's stammered reply, Rena was extremely clear and resolute. He won't come back. What?
He won't come back home ever since that day.
He won't come back. Was a very strange way of putting it. Normally, you would say that he hadn't come back yet. At least, I thought you'd only say it like Rena did if he wasn't capable of coming back. You wouldn't say it like that when talking about someone who ran away from home. What do you mean he won't come back? Where did Satoshi go?
Dunno.
Inhaled a bit of my water. Rena's word choice felt very cold to me. It was so cold that I couldn't muster a response right away. Well, she's right. After that day, Satoshi hasn't returned home.
Dream, what's up? I found out that I'm not losing my mind. I was getting so confused because I thought that there was a scene coming up that just wasn't happening, but the scene that I was thinking of actually happened in episode 1. So, we are officially in new territory. You missed, I fell to the floor in despair because, Coach said, that he is waiting for decades to marry Satoko. So that was cool, and great. But in that we also found out that, Keiichi said Satoko's not even, like, she's barely over a decade old. I think that, the intention with Coach Irie is, I mean, obviously he's kind of like that pervy character trope, but I think he says weird things that are just completely out of line. Because the game, like, Keiichi is like, this guy says some weird stuff. So I'm just taking it in the best way possible. You know, everything's fine and great. I love Higurashi. Higurashi never makes me uncomfortable. Well, she's right. After that day, Satoshi hasn't returned home. Mion noticed the deadlock between us and hurriedly followed up on what Rena had said. There was a weird scene just before with, Shion. Shion was there, by the way. And they were talking about Satoshi, Satoko's brother, who ran away from home. And Keiichi said, like, that Satoshi transferred. And Shion's like, who told you that? And it was, like, really weird. And so now Keiichi is trying to get to the bottom of that. Did I read that? Mion noticed the deadlock between us and hurriedly followed up on Rena had said. Well, that is... Everyone in the village searched for him, and we even got the police to help us look. And, well, they started thinking that maybe he ran away. They started thinking he maybe ran away? When running away from home, I thought you were supposed to leave a note or something. So when Satoshi ran away, he would probably have left some kind of a letter apologizing to Satoko. That was just what I figured. But from the way Mion was talking, it seemed a little different than just running away from home. The police did an investigation.
Satoshi had been earning money at a part-time job and had some put aside, and they learned that on the day he vanished, he withdrew it all. And then, at Nagoya Station or something, they spotted someone who looked a lot like Satoshi. He withdrew all his savings to fund his escape from home. Was that it? It seemed consistent enough to me, but before I could say anything...
I think that's a lie. Satoshi-kun didn't run away,
declared Rena shortly. Hey, wait. So, if he didn't transfer schools or move away, and he didn't run away from home, then what on earth... Stop it, Rena, Mion whispered to her. Rena, however, continued without interruption. And then she said this.
Because it was Oyashiro-sama's curse.
Huh? A curse? It took some time before I understood what Rena meant by that. Mion clicked her tongue and shook her head a little.
Satoshi talked to me before he disappeared. He said someone was watching him, stalking him. They even followed him home. He told me that when he went to bed, they were standing there at his bedside looking down at him.
Stop it, Rena.
It's a portent of Oyashiro-sama's curse, there's no doubt. I think, somewhere, deep down, Satoshi-kun was probably thinking about abandoning Hinamizawa and running away. And Oyashiro-sama wouldn't allow that.
I said stop it.
Oyashiro-sama is the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. He would never allow anyone to abandon Hinamizawa and run away. I apologized for it, but Satoshi-kun probably didn't. It must have been Oyashiro-sama's curse!
Oyashiro-sama's curse? I hadn't intended to repeat it, but the words came out of my mouth anyway. Oyashiro-sama's curse.
The police may have said he ran away, but I don't believe it. I won't believe it, not ever. It's just a lie told by the self-important people in the village who don't want to admit it was the curse. And whether or not you believe in Oyashiro-sama's curse, it's...
Wham! Mion struck Rena in the head. And not in a joking way either. I told you to give it a rest, didn't I? I try to be nice, but you're pushing me to my limits. Pushing her to her limits. Actually, there was plenty of displeasure and anger in Mion's face at that moment. For a few moments after being hit, Rena looked astonished. Perhaps the voices of the Higurashi calmed her frantic mind, because after a little while she regained her original calm expression. We arrived at the place we always split up with Mion. No one said a word until we got there. The voices of the Higurashi just tortured our ears with their buzzing. We'd always split up with Mion here, leaving just Rena and me. Hey Kei-chan, didn't I promise to lend you some manga? Wanna come over real quick? Huh? She promised that? However, I quickly realized it was a convenient way of saying she wanted to talk to me alone.
Oh, I see. Okay, then Rena will go home.
Maybe she realized it, maybe she didn't. Thankfully, Rena quickly said she'd go home before us. Bye, Rena. See you tomorrow.
Yep. See you tomorrow. Keiichi-kun, don't be too much of a bother now. It's already evening.
I'm just gonna borrow a few books. See ya. Considering the fun day we had, it was a very insipid, lonely parting. Hey, don't worry too much about before. After a little while, Mion finally spoke. Quite some time had passed since splitting up with Rena. No, I'm not really... I think it was my fault anyway. We weren't trying to hide anything about Satoshi. It's just one of those things that we shouldn't mention, you know? At this point, I understood exactly what she meant by that. Judging by our odd interactions with Rena, I understood it so well it hurt that I shouldn't ever talk about it again. Actually, if that's the case, then with Shion too. No, this is a bigger problem. Talking about it in the first place had been indiscreet. I shouldn't have been interested in it at all. But that's why I really had to think about it. About why everyone got so irritated. Idiot, stop this Keiichi Maebara. By the time I tried to warn myself, I had accidentally spoken already. I won't ever ask again. So could you tell me honestly? What on earth happened to Satoshi? He ran away, right? For a long time, Mion remained silent, but finally, unable to endure it any longer, she began to speak timidly. Have you ever heard about Oyashiro-sama's curse? Just a little bit. I got the gist of it. I only overheard someone in class talking about it though. Oyashiro-sama was the name of the deity protecting Hinamizawa that they worship at the shrine we had the barbecue at today. And a few years ago, when they started talking about flooding Hinamizawa as part of the dam project, one of the people worked on site died or something, and people blamed it on Oyashiro-sama's curse. That's how it was. Satoshi's dead parents. They were proponents of the dam project. Wasn't everyone in the village against it? Why would they support the project if they lived here? The dam project that would flood the entirety of Hinamizawa. I'd heard the village all got together to fight the terrible project, but it was a little hard to believe there were villagers who were supporting it. Well, there was a lot of stuff going on, but not everyone agreed to stand up to the dam proposal. Satoshi's parents were basically the leaders of those who were all for it. Leaders are the ones for it. Satoko and Satoshi's parents? Yeah. The government had gathered a lot of compensation money to exchange for the construction of the dam. There were plenty of people who agreed with the proposal because they wanted the money. Aside from a few households, Hinamizawa was, in general, not very affluent. And not because they were proud to inherit the land of their ancestors. It wouldn't be strange if some people wanted enough money to start a new life. But even in that case, they would have had to hesitate to say so, given the situation. It just happened to be Satoko and Satoshi's parents who understood that and stood up to be their representative. By that standard, you might say Satoko and Satoshi's parents were very heroic. They volunteered to be hated, all to help those without much money who didn't have a voice. And then, their parents had bad luck. They died in an accident on the day of the festival honoring Oyashiro-sama. So people started to think that maybe it had been Oyashiro-sama's curse. I thought back to what Coach told me today. They went to a nature park on a family outing and fell from a cliff. So people thought even Satoshi running away from home was because of Oyashiro-sama's curse? Well, yeah, basically. It was a bit of an evasive reply, but I felt it was wrong to ask any further, so I didn't press her for details. This is so... Ooh. I wonder how much is, like, Rena's delusions, maybe. That Mion's kind of not challenging. I don't think I need to explain this, but... So Satoko, her parents' accident and Satoshi running away, and all the business about Oyashiro-sama's curse. None of it's a very happy story, you know? Yeah, of course I knew. I could only nod silently. That's why we're not mentioning anything about Satoko's family. Sorry. There's a Mystic Messenger chat room that I want to open. Might take a quick 5-minute break, actually. And then we'll get back to it. Yahoo! Okay. I will do the ad break. I will return shortly. See you soon. Hello, hello, hello. I return. Man. Higurashi, am I right? Am I right? That's why we're not mentioning anything about Satoko's family. Even if someone asks about Satoshi, we just lie and say he transferred schools. You can understand why, right? No? I can't understand why, because Rika and Satoko seemed fine saying he ran away, I think. Welcome back, Dream. I also return. Let me check my notes. Let me check my notes. I must consult the document. The documentation. Doing Mystic Messenger as well? Hell yeah. Yeah, Satoko Elizabeth. Satoko talks about Satoshi running away and how he'll probably return sometime. Keiichi asks Rika about him running away too. I'll need to look at the VOD and take notes. Cause I think Irie said that he transferred. Yeah. It's insane. She's just got a gun. Why does she just have a gun? Yeah. Mion, I don't understand, because Satoko and Rika are acknowledging it. Maybe that's just what they say to people that they don't really know, but then why is Shion so shocked? They wanted to protect Satoko's happiness, her smile. Gun laws are like super strict in Japan too. Girl, why do you even have that? Yeah. I think it'd be really funny if, like, the gun is never acknowledged. I'm someone who thought that way once, even for a short time. I really did regret having been imprudent enough to broach the topic to begin with. Yeah, I get it. I'm sorry I asked something so careless. When she heard that, Neon smiled, seeming a little relieved. With that understanding, thinking that I should get going, I began to make my way home. I could really have stopped by Mion's house, but it was already late. I'd stop by again the next time I had the chance. Bye then, Mion. Sorry about today. See you tomorrow. Yeah. Goodbye. We waved to each other. Then, suddenly remembering something, Mion called out to me. Kei-chan! One more thing. Not only around Satoko, but could you keep quiet about Satoshi with Rena too? Huh? I think you realized earlier, but for some reason, when it comes to Oyashiro-sama's curse, she gets extremely serious. The other sprites do not. It's just the original. It's bizarre. She gets extremely serious ever since she transferred here. Yeah, judging by how Rena was acting earlier, it was clearly no laughing matter to her. Mion had interrupted the conversation for us, but if Mion hadn't been here, what might have happened? Why would Rena be so serious about it? Not only Rena, either, but Shion too. I don't know. Rena is— oh, this is a secret, okay? If you tell anyone, we're not friends anymore. Mion emphasized this as her expression clouded even further. I won't tell. What's this about Rena? She says she's been a victim of Oyashiro-sama's curse before. Huh? Well, it may sound mean, but I think it might be a bad case of a persecution complex or some kind of wrong assumption. But she says so herself, so I believe her. If I poke fun at it, she gets pretty upset. Rena jokes around all the time, but she's really scary when she's mad. I get it. Don't talk about it in front of Rena, right? About Satoshi. Yeah. If possible, I think we shouldn't talk about this ever again. For her sake. And for Satoko's. For everyone else's too. And if I must say, for your own sake too, Kei-chan. Her silence, Mion made sure I knew that. Yeah. Okay. I got it. Thanks. Saying only that, she waved her hand and began walking away. I watched her go, a little dazed, and then started walking myself. Satoko's older brother, Satoshi. Had he run away from home? Or had he been a victim of the curse and disappeared forever? Whichever the case, none of this was anything I should have asked about. The cooling air forced me into self-reflection. I wanted Satoko to smile, yet my curiosity easily defeated me, and I frivolously tried to step into the dark side of things in a joking way. I'm shameful. I wanted today to be exactly like yesterday. I wanted tomorrow to be just as fun as today too. So why did I go and do something like that? We were having a blast at the baseball game yesterday, and today we had a blast at the big barbecue party too. It was a lot of fun. Then I went and almost nullified all of those fun times. I would have to be more careful starting tomorrow. I would put all this unpleasant stuff behind me forever. Like hell I'm gonna let my enjoyable life end because of how careless I was today. But the more I thought that I'd be more careful starting tomorrow, the more I couldn't get rid of the ominous thought that I had already put an end to those enjoyable days with what I'd just done. Hey, wait. Calm down, Keiichi Maebata. The gears of destiny are freaking gigantic, aren't they? What happened just now was trivial. Doesn't make any sense to think my life will be totally different starting tomorrow. But even though I understood it logically, the mist in my heart wasn't going to fade, until tomorrow turned out to be as fun as today. I'm acting weird. I'm thinking a little too much about that conversation. I wish tomorrow would come already. I wanted it to make me understand how absurd my insignificant doubts really were. The night was long. Man. Whoa. So many thoughts. There's so many things in my brain. Rena and the smashing the windows at her school, and the Oyashiro-sama, and the people who overheard her in like a therapy session talking about Oyashiro-sama, and now this, and then the transferred thing. Why does Shion get so affected by that? Are they trying to hide something? Mion and Rena? So much in my little brain. Let's look at the tips. This lacking a manager. Shion-san, why don't you help out a little? Are you asking a girl to carry something heavy? This is why you still haven't found a nice lady at your age, coach. Thanks to Hairie. Well, you see, at times like these, here's what people say. It's none of your business. He was loading the station wagon with heaps of equipment we'd use for today's barbecue meeting. All the fathers and sons who had helped were starting to get on their way. Alright, so Shion-san, why did you come all the way here? If you rode here on your bike, I can give you a lift. Nope, no, Shion's fine. I did, but I'll be fine riding back. I appreciate your consideration. I was glad you came today. Things don't quite fit together without the manager here. Shion's the manager of the baseball team, in Hinmizawa. Am I still the manager? I've been shirking my duty for an entire year, so maybe you should just fire such an incompetent manager already. Alright. If you say you want to quit, then I'll fire you whenever you want. That's not fair. Let me go soon, please. Every time I don't show up at a game, I get an annoying phone call, and I can't stand those. If you were more honest with yourself, Shion-chan, you'd be far cuter. Your father is so sad. Where did he go so wrong as to deserve such a rebellious daughter? Oh, perhaps if your father catches you in a big loving embrace, you'll open your eyes? Well then, don't mind if I do. Come here. Coach was fooling around with all his might, but Shion just smiled into the distance without responding. Nothing's changed. You're still a weirdo, Coach, and everyone's still lively as ever. Even though Satoshi-kun isn't here. Is that what you wanted to say? He'll come home. I'm sure of it. He has someone waiting for him. Say whatever you want. He sure is cruel, isn't he? Going off to who knows where, leaving such a cute girlfriend behind. Shion? Huh? Girlfriend, not Shion? Mion? Rena? Girlfriend, who? Who? Huh? Jeez. Quit laughing already, Coach! Coach bent over and laughed heartily for a little while. We'll see each other again. Please come and root for us once in a while, okay? If I feel like it. I have no desire to be the manager anymore after all. Is he just joking? Yeah. That's fine. If you don't like it, I'll fire you. I'm not the kind of person who likes forcing people to do things against their will. Ugh. Okay, fine. I'm sorry. You win this round. If I feel like it, I'll come root for you. So for today, just be patient. Whoops, that time already. It's past time to return all this. I'm already making them wait for me. I'll be leaving today then. Let's meet again at the next game. Yes, if I feel like it. Goodbye, Coach. Copy of the preliminary autopsy. I wonder if this is about the body they found at the start of the episode. The autopsy suggests the victim was killed in the following manner. Entire body bound in restraints. Traces left behind from when the body seemed to have been bound indicated usage of a specific restraining table rather than rope or another common method. Finger joints on either hand appear to have been bound especially tightly. Highly likely that the table was either specially made or homemade given this information. Okay, so with the fingers, that is like reminiscent of what Keiichi was strapped down to at the end of the last episode. 2. Both ears and nose severed with a sharp blade. Traces of the restraint and other things seem to suggest there was at least one more other than the oh my goodness. Traces of the restraint and other things seem to suggest there was at least one more other than the one who severed these body parts holding down the victim's head. Okay, so there was someone else holding the victim's head, right? Maybe? Possible that multiple blades were used, with one of them most likely being scissors or shears. 3. 5 nails penetrated fingers on each hand. 1 long nail stuck in each joint of each finger on each hand, for a total of 30. The deceased's fingers were nailed to wooden planks 20 square centimeters large. Extremely likely these planks were part of the restraining table. In addition, it is likely that the table was originally designed for just such a purpose. 4. Abdomen incised, intestines removed. The incision in the abdomen is likely to have been a technique grounded in medical methodology using a sharp blade. Estimated that there was still no threat to the victim's life at this stage. After this, the organs inside the incision were dismantled and removed. The victim likely died as a result of this process. 5. Body disposed. After fastening a dumbbell to the victim's neck using a commercial pet collar, the victim was likely abandoned in the Oji River's third drain. Judging by the dumbbell's weight, it's highly possible they would have needed at least 3 grown men to have disposed of the body. To Oishi-san. Here's a copy of the preliminary autopsy of this slaughtered corpse in the Oji River. Chief Shigeharu sees this as having a possible relation to the S group? Sonozaki? What are your thoughts, Oishi-san? Okay. I mean, yeah, that definitely is like the freaking like torture dungeon. The medical stuff, I'm already very suspicious of Mio Takano, and she's also a nurse at Irie Clinic, and then of course there is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Irie, who I assume owns Irie Clinic, or at least his family does. And those are 2, like, medical people. And there's also, I think it was at Irie Clinic that Rena went to for like therapy or whatever, where some of the nurses, like one of the nurses overheard Rena talking about Oyashiro-sama. So that I guess I'm trying to say that group is kind of suspicious at the moment. Because that's also like, it's a link between Takano and Irie that we don't really... We didn't have that before. I'm thinking. I'm trying to put my words together, but I'm not doing a great job. So many thoughts. East round 3. Foo. There it is, Ron. 3 Dora. Ron gone with 1,500 extra. What? What's up with that? How do you have 3 Dora? You idiot. You're the one who flipped over another Dora when you knew Oishi was in Tenpai. That's what you get. Getting more Dora was the only thing I could do after revealing the churn. Just absolutely obliterating these words with his accent and my accent combined. You can't discard a Dora tile after a Yakuha is out. Foo. Oishi grinned meaningfully as his buddies, swearing, began breaking down the walls and reforming them. By the way, Oishi-san, identified her yet? What? Oh, the mutilated body in the drainage channel. Any new leads come up? Yes, well, you'll have to find proof yourself, though. You're really something. Who was the deceased? Rina Mamiya. Actual name Ritsuko. Apparently she worked for the Blue Mermaid, a hostess bar on Shishibone Flower Road. Ooh, that's a nasty place. Young leader of the Sonozakis owns it, yeah? Sonozaki, whoops. So it's related to the S group. That mountain will be tough to scale. Rumors say the deceased had been dipping into the Sonozaki's protection money, and on a pretty significant scale too, from what I've heard. Woman getting her hands on the protection money. Sounds like a man's behind it. Not a lot of women would do that sort of thing themselves. Whatever. Foo. Well, he's dead anyway. The body just hasn't been found yet. About that, Oishi-san. Her cohabitant's apparently alive. Alive? Then maybe he'll die soon. Vermin usually exterminate other vermin. I think we have a very nice self-cleaning system going on. Anyway, her man. It's, well, Teppei Hojo. Hojo? Who's that? Teppei Hojo, the husband of the housewife who was beaten to death last year in Hinamizawa. I heard he disappeared after the incident, though. I get it, he was staying at his lover's place, huh? And so the Sonozakis grow ever more suspicious. Where is he now? He was living in a woman's apartment. He must have thought she abandoned him, so he's been searching around shops and other gathering places. Oh my god, that was that was so much. Holy shit. And the fact that he's kept the name? Okay, hold on. Is it in my thinking zone? The younger brother is still alive but moved to a neighboring town. Okay, so it's not like he kept the name. Okie dokie. So that is actually Satoko's uncle. Blood related. What the heck? Man, so much to think about. Holy moly. Okay, we're gonna end the stream here for today. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow as well. I'll keep you updated on the Discord. I'm gonna... Oh my god, my brain. I'm gonna take some notes. I'll go over the VOD, take some notes. Just to kind of process what's happened, and then I can also refer back to it. Man. I'm just, oh man, there was so much. So many different things to uncover. Alright. Gonna end it here. Thank you very much for coming to this stream, everyone. Yay! I'm glad that I didn't hallucinate like the events of what happened last stream. That was so weird, but it's all cleared up now. Hey, welcome back, Dream. We're finishing up now. Yeah, I'll probably be streaming tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much for coming along. Bye bye. Bye bye. See you.